currently still working. So please welcome him. So Akash, I know we have been associated with Akash since 2015-16. So he was our student in the mains test series. We used to have only mains test series then. Past 2 years we also have started classroom program. But even then, so he was associated with us. So he was using our reading rooms. Whenever he needed any kind of interaction, he used to come and interact with us. And he has been not only an inspiration to the people who haven't yet cleared, but he was also guiding other students in the reading room. And I have seen his journey. I can say very closely. There were many pits and falls. Even when he was succeeding, it was like he was not succeeding. So yesterday they got allocated. He has got IAS, and today he will be focusing on so what right things you can do in order to clear this exam going forward. At the same time, some motivational dose also you will give. Let's welcome Akash.
Okay, hello, very good morning to everyone. I think sir gave a brief introduction about me. Myself, Dr. Akash, and I have cleared this exam with a rank 78 in Civil Service Examination 2018. And I was just yesterday allocated the Indian Administrative Service, IAS, which I was very much aspiring to reach, and I'm happy and contentful that I've reached that stage. So, to begin my journey with insights, it was basically very insightful, and let me not talk about insights just because I've been a student and to boast of insights. Let me talk about the crude reality of insights, what insight that it gave to my preparation. So I'm a medical student by graduation. In 2013 I graduated. Then for 1 year I did my rural service as a medical officer. And then I started preparing for this exam. And I had gone to Delhi. I was there in Delhi for 8 months. And in Delhi, in 3 months time I realized that actual coaching matters. Plus, what matters more is self-study. So, where am I placed? Is it in Bangalore or Hyderabad or Chennai or Delhi? Is not mattering anymore. So, coaching, yes, because I come from a very simple family. There's no one who's been a doctor in my family. There's no civil servant in my family. So, to get that exposure, I wanted a coaching guidance institute, basically. Then I realized that self-study matters more. And after I came back from Delhi, I could not clear the first prelims exam which I gave in 2014. So I was very much low, I was down totally. So 2014 I could not clear prelims. It's been 1 year since my graduation, my batchmates have gotten into post-graduation, and I'm still kind of nothing. It was a very pressure time for me, and I am supposed to take care of myself financially. So 2014 I asked my dad, 1 year more, just give me 1 year time, I will build my foundation to clear this exam. I promised him that I'll not ask for anything more. So he gave me that 1 year. But 1 year I've gotten time now, I've gathered myself, but I need to have a proper strategy. And then back then I've not given any mains. 2015 was my second attempt. This attempt I have to make it. And I prepared well for prelims. I gave my prelims, got good scores, got the confidence of writing mains basically. That point of time was the time when I had to have more insight about the mains exam as such. I know what is prelims, it's MCQ, I failed once in 2014, so I need to prepare for my mains now. Mains I've not seen, I've not experienced. At this point, I need some clear strategy. What is it about? What is mains basically? That was the right time when the student was ready, the teacher appeared, insights appeared in front of me. So 2015 was the year when my association with insights started, and it was a breakthrough moment for me. I got exposure to the test series. So basically, back then I joined the test series. Test series is very, very important, and the importance of writing practice, Insight gave me that basic idea, the core strategy. So since then I am associated with Insights. I gave my mains 3 times and I have gone till the interview all 3 times. 2015 I wrote the test series here, worked out very well for me. Mains, I got very good scores in mains also. 2016 again test series, got very good scores, and 2018 happened, and I'm already there as an IAS. So basically this was my journey, and let me not bore you people by talking more about myself. And I'm very sorry for being late today. I'm supposed to be here at 10, but I have other plans also. I missed 100 plans that I've planned for the day. Some delays bound to happen. So, but I'll make sure that at the end of this session, this saying comes true. Good things always come for those who wait. You've waited for more than half an hour, and make sure and promise that you will get good thing. Okay? So I've written something on the board firstly. So I've written something, strategy, guidance and practice. Okay? So firstly, I think all of you gave prelims this time. How many of you didn't give? You didn't give. Okay. How many of you gave and are confident of clearing prelims? It's okay, you can raise. There's nothing called half prelims, half mains. Full. How many of you? Great, done. So how many of you gave prelims and are not confident enough of clearing it? Okay, great. So all these things that you gave prelims, confident enough, not confident enough, all these is a matter of time, is a matter of journey. Okay? So I've written something. Micro focus. This is required. For the exam, this is required. I'll tell you what is micro focus. And then I've written something. Focus. Okay? This is very important. And lastly, I've written planning. I'm going to talk about it. So, firstly, about micro focus. Am I audible? Okay. So, micro focus. You all are here to gain some idea, knowledge, and some tips to crack the exam, right? Especially mains. How many of you find it difficult to clear prelims? Are finding? Okay, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about prelims now. Okay? So this is the time when prelims has already happened. I'll just focus on mains. So prelims is next year. You will have more idea about prelims by next time. It's not the main exam. So let me talk only about the mains now. So when it comes to mains, you all know that there is this essay. There are 3 papers of GS. There is ethics and there is optional. We talk about micro focus. So you all know that This essay is 250 marks, ethics is 250, optional is 500, these three put together is 750 marks. So micro focus is if you've already given mains or if you're confident about few subjects or the optional subject as such or ethics or essay, you need to put in your focus on something where you lack. Okay, I'll tell you something. So essay, ethics and optional, these three things were my focus points. Okay, so these three I did not bother about after clearing prelims, after giving the prelims exam. So after giving prelims exam, I have not taken out those books again and have not read one word. Okay, because I am very much confident with respect to GS, 750 marks. And after prelims, my focus was more on essay, ethics and optional. And I can confidently say that because of my focus, especially on the areas where I can score more, I really scored more here. And see, if you're getting good scores in GS, all of you, all of us, all the 10 to 12,000 people who are writing mains are writing the same paper, isn't it? Same answers, same questions. So if they're asking export policy or something like that, export policy you can't create from yourself. There is already an export policy, education policy, new education policy. There's already one. So everyone are writing almost the same exam, same answer, isn't it? So there is less scope for getting more marks here because everyone are almost writing the same answers. You can be you only here. Optional, ethics and essay. Essay is like just one line of a question and you need to write 1200 plus 1200, 2400 words all by yourself, generated from within. So this makes the difference. So here I wanted to make the difference. Here I wanted to be different. Okay, so that helped me. Definitely most of us who have been, who've gotten a good rank, be in the top 100, we have actually strategized ourselves to micro focus like this. Okay, not that this is not important. Getting good scores here is important and it is very easy. I'll tell you how in some minutes from now. Okay, so this is my micro focus. If you're working on mains, make sure that you will not read anything much about GS. See, because GS 1, 250 marks. How many subjects are included in this GS 1? History and
art and culture.
okay. So history, Indian history, world history, and okay, art and culture, and social issues and geography. You have read at least some 3 to 6 NCRTs here. You might have read Bipin Chandra for history, for world history some book, for art and culture some book, social issues none of us do, geography some 3 to 6 NCRTs. Okay, all these put together only 250 marks. And we spent months together on this. But essay 250 marks and we don't write even some 20 essays. It takes, if you take some 1.5 hours to write one essay, so 10 essays is like 15 hours. We don't want to spend 15 hours on 250 marks and we spent months together on this. So this is what is the loophole, lacking. So that's why micro focus is important. All these things basically NCRTs and world history, no, art and culture, social issues related books, you've read already. Before prelims you have read. And don't bother for the books which are just lying, and don't be scared. I'm not touching these books, what might happen? No. Be a proper strategist. So when it comes to mains, you will have to invest properly. Invest your time like Elon Musk. Okay, every minute, every hour I'm investing, I'll have to reap the maximum benefit. Okay, this has to be your mindset. Ethics also. I have seen people getting 60 to 70 marks in the first attempt, second, third, fourth, how many attempts they're giving, not scoring more than 70. Okay, ethics is also an area which gives you immense scope for creativity. Okay, so ethics, integrity and aptitude, they have given some syllabus. It's not as vast as this. Okay, it's just ethics, integrity, aptitude. They're not asking you to study some person like Hobbes in detail, some person like John Rawls in detail. So they're giving you ample scope for your creativity also. They'll ask you a question. What is happiness according to you? This was a question. In 2013, first time the ethics was introduced, one of the question was, what is happiness according to you? What else do we want? This is the ultimate level of freedom and liberty that we're getting. What is happiness according to you? We are not writing world history, geography, nothing. Okay? So you can write anything basically. So you have ample amount of scope for freedom and your creative thought here. So invest more time in concentrating on creativity. So this 60 to 70 can be increased easily to 100 to 120 with minimum efforts. So by now there has been like 6 ethics papers. I'm not talking about test series, just UPSC previous year's papers. 6 exams have happened. Take out all those 6 papers, try to answer them. 3 hours each, 6 into 3, 18 hours. I'm definitely sure that you are going to score more than 100. Okay, so this is about ethics. But we go behind n number of books even for ethics. I would say ethics has no boundaries, no books. Everything all about yourself. Okay, but just to make sure that we understand the concept with more clarity, we need to study some basic books. Like we have Chronicles Lexicon that we have, and I this time happened to study D.K. Balaji's book also for ethics, so that was also useful. So only 2 books, nothing more. Okay, and I scored 109. Very easy. I was very confident of getting even more than that, but I ended up getting 109. That's okay. So basically this gives us freedom. We should be very happy whenever we are getting freedom. Essay gives us that, ethics gives that. And optional. Here also, you scoring 250 and you scoring 350 in your optional makes a lot of difference. You can be out of the list with 350. You can be within top 10, 50, 100 with the score of 350. And what is giving you this 100 marks of difference is your optional subject. And your optional subject, here also you have freedom. Firstly, you have the freedom to choose the optional subject by yourself. UPSC doesn't force you. You're a mechanical engineer, take mechanical engineering, civil engineer, this one. No, gives us freedom. Choose freedom. Choose to be free. You have chosen a subject, then choose to prepare well. Strategize your preparation well with respect to your optional subject. Okay? If you have taken literature, make sure that your answer script is the best that the evaluator evaluates. Choose sociology, make sure that your answer script is the best. Anthropology, the best. Whatever it is, you have to be the best person, and the best, yours should be the best answer script. That's the evaluator finds on that day. Okay? Make sure you have the freedom to choose, and choose to score somewhere more than 300 at least in your optional subject. That is very much possible, easily possible, I would say. So, and essay also, try to score, try to reach target of 140 at least in your essay paper, 100 at least in your ethics paper, 300 at least in your optional paper. This makes up to 300, 540. Okay. 540. And what do you think is the cutoff marks for mains for GM this time? 782. What is the rest that you need to score? 232. So 232 is like these three papers put together. Even if you are scoring 80, 80, 80 each, that's the minimum. With good efforts towards mains, this is the minimum that you get. 240, you have qualified for the interview. This is how you strategize. You're already there with optional, with essay, with ethics. You're already through. Just make sure that you clear this 782 with ease and with confidence. Done. So this is how you micro focus. Now my question is, what is focus then? Where should we focus ourselves towards? Our focus, I spoke about this micro focus because this is part of your strategy for mains. Our focus is, if our first preference is IAS, that is our focus. If our first preference is IPS, that is our focus. If we have chosen to get a rank no matter what within 10, that's our focus. Within 50, our focus. Within 100, our focus. And my intention, as it's been a 5 years long journey for me. It was my 6th attempt. And I've gotten rank before also. 959 in 2015, 453 in 2016. I didn't get IAS, I didn't choose. And 2017, I got rank 13 in KS exams. I'm already an assistant commissioner, undergoing training since 2017 September. Now, what more I wanted? I wanted a rank. I wanted to give myself a rank which I should remember. So, okay. So even if I'm getting, being an OBC, even if I'm getting some 300 rank or 350 or 400, with all due respect to the rank, I would get IAS. But I want to remember my rank. Okay, some way or the other. And I wanted to give myself a rank which I would remember for life. And heights of confidence. Recently in social media I saw this ad which provided for customized mobile covers, okay, which can have our name and number. I chose my name, of course. My full name is Akash Shankar, and number. What number should I give? My birth date or whatever? No, I want to give my rank. So this is my mobile cover. This has my name and my rank. I wanted to gift this to myself. So I wanted a rank for myself which I should remember. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of Liverpool Football Club. So promoting the club also. So, but my focus last year when I was here in the reading group, how many of you have seen me in the Insights library? Okay, so I was here last year in the library studying, preparing, and I had a friend with whom I used to always sit and discuss. And right from the day one, I told her that I want a rank within 50, not settling for anything else. So a rank within 50 was my focus. Okay, IAS was my focus, and anything which comes in this path as an obstacle is just an obstacle. I will just kick it out. Okay. So what I mean to say is, if you are focused enough, you will block your time. Okay. 2018, I didn't do much. What should I say? Extracurricular or enjoyment or anything, partying like that. Minimal there was, but I had blocked my time, and I had ensured that I'm investing this time with my efforts towards this year's exam is unconditional. Okay. So what do I mean by that? At the end of the day, after 2018, I should not have one single reason to say that this is the reason why I did not perform well. I got typhoid during mains, so I could not write the exam well. I got appendicectomy surgery done, I did not prepare well for prelims. I'm someone died in my family, so I did not attend prelims. No reasons. If I'm sitting on this table, sitting inside the room, okay, my study room, anything which is happening outside this, I will not bother, even if it is the death of someone very close to me. No, I'm blocking my time. Okay? And this blocking of my time, this unconditional efforts has really, did really bore a lot of fruits with respect to my results. And performance also. Performance. After coming out of the exam hall, I don't have this practice of discussing the question paper because I have spent time, I have performed, come out. What can change inside the paper? Nothing, zero. I have this practice of not discussing one question outside, and those who are discussing, even if they are very close friends of mine, I stay away from them. Okay? So because it is useless. And why is this? My attitude is, my performance should be unreasonable. When I am sitting there, those 3 hours of the exam, I should give one single reason that I have cramps in my arms or I have migraine, headache, etc. Not one single reason. So my performance on that day should be unreasonable. Interview, 5 members, everyone asking 5 or 6 questions. I didn't answer this person well, so I'm low, I got low, and then I could not perform well with respect to the other members in the panel. No. Unreasonable performance. After that 40 minutes in that interview hall, I come out, I don't discuss what happened inside because my performance there was unreasonable. I have no reasons to give after I come out of the interview hall. And this attitude helped me get the second highest marks in interview. I got 204. Okay? So basically when you come out of the exam hall, you should not have one single reason to say that this went wrong, this went right. No. Unconditional efforts, unreasonable performance. So this will help you. And this attitude you can have only when you are focused. And your focus should be, as I said, IAS or a rank within 10, rank within 50. So I aimed for a rank within 50. Bad luck, unfortunately I didn't get. I got a rank 78. It's okay. I'm content now. I've gotten into IAS. So ultimately that was what was needed. No issues. And who will help me wipe the board? So, yeah.
Being a working professional, how did you manage your time?
I'll come to that. Working professional. Not for it. Remind me. Okay. So, what am I talking about? Planning now. Very important. So, because this gives us clarity. There are n number of subjects, n number of days to spend, because I think most of you sitting here are giving next year's exam, right? 2020's exam. So 2020 May 31st? 31st. Okay. So it's like, this is June 15. You have almost 1 year's time. I'll take off May from here, June from here. You have 10 months time. You have 10 months time, 10 into 30, 300 days to pass. From now, at least. So 300 days of efforts should be put in. You have n number of days, you have n number of subjects, you have n number of material, n number of books, n number of websites, n number of people who demotivate, few number of people who can motivate. So you have to pass through all these stages finally to reach this day. And this day, I would say, is not so important. This month is important. So plus 4 months put together, you have 14 months totally to do something, to become an IAS, to stay focused. Okay, so planning is important. And if I were to be you, I would have planned my time like this. For example, I would have chose to concentrate more on essay ethics and optional till December. Okay, till December. I have 6 months time. I can make my own notes for each topic, whatever might be my optional subject, each topic, own notes from 2-3 different sources. At the end of the year, I will have a complete package of my own handwritten notes of my optional subject. And then one essay paper, at least one per week, and then some of the other ethical concepts read at least 1 or 2 days in a week, continuously for 6 months. Okay, so this will give you that insurance of 540 marks. You already have 540 marks in this year. You are attempting next year's exam. You already have 540 marks. Okay, from January, my focus will be on prelims, and these 5 months I will do everything which is related to GS. Of course, yes, history, geography, art and culture, everything. You will start revising all the NCERT's basic books and everything. Write test series, study your monthly current affairs, prelims special, everything. 5 months, and my GS of 750 marks, out of which at least some 100 to 300 marks is already guaranteed here. 540 plus 300, you will already be in the rank list. So you have clarity, already in the rank list. Okay, you have clarity now. And then after prelims, for your main examination, you will not touch your GS books again. You will get back to your essay, ethics and optional. Okay, revise them. Make sure that this insurance does not lapse. And if possible, if tried for something more, you may, and you have the opportunity to add at least 20 marks more in an optional, maybe in an essay and ethics also. I will put it as 50 to 60 marks more. With this additional efforts, you are already in the top 100 rank list mein. And all you need to do is, after you are done with mains, chill till your interview personality time, because to put in all these efforts, you have already invested a lot of planning, lot of thought, lot of clarity within yourself has developed. You have been disciplined, punctual enough, you have stuck to your time, okay, you have been focused. All these things would have definitely had a very good repercussion, positive externality on your personality. You're a disciplined person, you're a punctual, you're a hard-working person. You know where your goals are, you know how to focus. What do you expect in an IAS officer? All these things. He's a disciplined person, punctual, he's focused, he's sharp, he's witty, and he has plans, he has strategies. You've done all these things for 1 year, your personality is already groomed, ready you are. Okay? After your mains, every day will be a personality test. Their day of personality test is just 40 minutes spent inside that hall. Isn't it true? 100% yes. So, after you come out of the personality test, you would have definitely performed well. Barring all the subjectivity attached to personality test, you would have done well, at least for your satisfaction. And getting at least 190 on a personality test with this and this, you're already in the top 100 rank for sure, no matter what. And if you're focused on to be the topper, to be within top 10 ranking, these things you would have done. Okay, and I just said 300, it can be increased to 50 to 60 marks more also. Personality test 190 can be increased to 205, 206, being the topper in the personality test also. You have already realized that you're there in top 100, some more efforts within 10, you're already there. This gives you clarity. This is what is planning. Okay, and I don't know what I should say. I used to have planning, I used to have a proper plan, I used to work accordingly, but at times, so having a plan and working accordingly is confidence. Having a plan, not putting efforts or not working for it, and then still boosting of a very good result is overconfidence. At times I used to get overconfident. Okay, I am human at the end of the day. At times I used to get overconfident, and when I'm sitting in my, even before prelims, in my study room in front of my table, and when I'm bored of reading these books, I used to face my wall and answer, and like how I'm giving interview. Not the personality test I'm talking about. The interview which I'm giving to the media. After my result, what am I going to speak? So this used to be at times some of the overconfident things that I've done. It's okay. At least I used to decide, okay, this is the thing that I'll be concentrating on when I'm talking to the media. Personality test was still here for me back then. So it's okay. At least I have a plan. I'm working towards it. So I'm confident. That's great. Done. Choose to be confident. Choose to be positive always. And to have that confidence, you will have to have this clarity. Have a clarity. Work for it. It's definitely gonna happen. So this was what I meant by planning. Planning is just not something put on your chart. History, world history, 3 days. Geography for 7 days. No, this is not planning. Okay? So this is your perspective plan. And from your perspective plan will be drawn your micro plans that you do. Okay? Done. Okay. Now the core issue. Excuse me. Board. So now the core part of our interaction, guidance. Okay? And I have written something called something like good answer. So what makes a good answer? Who is going to guide us? So this is the question. Okay? This is a very much sought about. There's a much sought answer to this question. What makes a good answer? Okay? So let's hear it from you people itself. What makes a good answer? Who thinks that you present well in the exam? The answers that you write, you have a tendency, or you have this capability of presenting well. This is why I got good scores in my 10th, 12th. I'm a very good presenter. No one? Yes, please come here. So, what makes a good answer is a really tricky and a trivial question. Okay? And we seek guidance from everyone and everywhere possible to find an answer to this question. What makes a good answer? Okay? We are writing this test series to groom ourselves to write a good answer. You can have this pen. Okay? So what makes a good answer according to you? A good answer.
Understanding is
Huh? Understanding of the question. Great. What?
even question also.
And concept also. Okay. Understanding. So what? You said you're a good presenter. The last person should be able to read what you have written. Okay? A little larger. So understanding. Okay. Then what makes a good answer? Okay. First, number one, understanding. Number two, structured, well-structured answer. Okay. Contextualization. I'll simply put as number two is structure. Fast. Number three, context. Catching the context of the question. Okay, amazing, correct. Next, what makes a good answer?
Handwriting.
To the point. Okay, to the point. Hitting the bullseye. Number four. Okay, what else? Okay, content. Number five. Okay, fine. Hitting the bullseye. Okay, fine. Number five is content. Fine. Presentation, that is doing well. Next. Balancing, okay. Giving a balanced answer. Concentrating both on positive as well as negative.
Okay, number 6 is balanced answer. Okay, what else? Examiner should understand the answer. This I will put it as presenting it in a simple manner. Presentation. Number 7, presentation. Okay. Okay, that we have conveyed already. It is context as well as hitting the inside. Okay, then language. Yes, language. Number 8. Language. What else? What else makes a good answer? What else? Diagrams. This comes under presentation. No, nothing added.
Facts, examples.
Huh? Conclusion. Again, this comes in the structure. Then
Facts and examples.
concise. Okay, I'll put it as simplicity. Number 9. It has to be concise, it has to be crisp, it has to be simple. Okay, simplicity. Number 9, what else? Perspectives, okay. 10 perspectives, fine, okay. Done, already.
So facts, examples and reports.
Yeah, okay. Facts and examples. And then that again is context. We are not answering the actual question. That is what is catching the context. Okay, what else? Anything else? Done. Okay. So we have covered almost everything that should be there in a proper answer. So what's your name?
Rakesh.
Rakesh, thank you very much. Okay. So he has presented well. So this is a very decent presentation. Anyone who's reading this will understand his write-up. This is about what makes a good answer. An answer to the question, what makes a good answer. So all these things should be there in your answer. And don't we know this? We all know this. These things should be there, will make a perfect answer. And at the end of the day, we don't realize, we don't believe ourselves to the core that we know this. We are present to the fact that these are the things which makes up a very good answer. And we run behind 100 people for guidance. What makes a good answer? Is my answer right? Is my answer proper? Please evaluate. We waste time, I would say. Okay? So let me tell you this. I was writing test series here. I've written test series, n number of tests, and only twice, okay, out of my friend's treasure is Dr. Gopal Krishna, is already in the IAS, he cleared last time. Out of pressure, and just to make sure that even I am going, I went to Vinay sir to ask his opinion about my answer, not GS answers, basically essay and ethics. He read it, he gave a very good remark on my answers, on my essay and ethics answers that I have written. That helped me, fine. But who was the one who should be grooming myself? It was just myself. So I knew these things make a very good answer. That's it. I used to concentrate on writing answers. Apart from those two instances, I have never gone to one person, one single person, asking him to evaluate my answers. Okay? 2015 I gave my first mains. When I was giving my first mains, I had friends, 4 of them, who had already had the experience of writing mains. So back then we used to come out to the test hall and discuss the answers, and all those 3-4 people used to put in there, used to give inputs. This is my answer, these are the points that I have written. And it used to get appreciation from the other friends also. And my inputs were not cared because I have not given mains, they don't know what's my capacity, capability. But I used to just receive inputs, done. And in the first mains that I wrote in 2015, I scored 396 marks in GS 1, 2, 3, 4. And the others, 4 people who had the experience of writing mains 1, 2, 3 times before me, scored not more than 340, 350. They did not cross 350 basically. Okay? And 2016, when I gave this mains again, there were 10 people surrounding me who were expecting my inputs. Okay? I have never asked for any guidance or please how to do this, how to do that, anything like that. So I have groomed myself because this realization that this makes a good answer. Just do it. Just start writing answers. Okay? So this is what is your third agenda for the day. Practice basically. Okay? You know that these things make a good answer. And what you need to do is simply practice. Practice every day. This is what is Insights is known for. Daily answer writing practice. Why? Because you are writing a mains exam for 1750 marks. All papers, optional, everything combined together, 1750 marks. So, what matters while answering these marks is not how much you have read. You would have read 100 books, doesn't matter. You would have discussed n number of concepts with your friends, doesn't matter. Okay? You would have revised a number of times. You may have ample knowledge or anything as such, doesn't matter. What matters is those 1750 for this 1750 marks, you are not going to talk about it in front of someone. You are going to write something on the paper. So what you are doing in the exam hall, do exactly the same thing in your study room also, that is write. Write, write and write. That's it. Keep writing. So studying an optional subject, doesn't matter how many times you have revised your book, doesn't matter. Write. Make notes for all topics. GS, you're reading something, make notes. Bipin Chandra, reading something, write, make notes. Ethics, lexicon, make notes. Okay? Just keep writing. And this will help you get good scores in the exam hall also, because even the exam hall, what are you doing? Just writing. And I was doing this. And why am I so confident about GS answers is because 2015 January I started writing 2 topics a day, 300 to 400 words. It's like answering 2 questions, GS questions. I used to pick topics from Insights on India's daily current affairs. I had subscribed to that. So I used to write out 2 topics every day. Okay? Sunday it does not come. Sunday I used to give myself a break. 6 times a week. 6 days a week. 10 months straight. So 10 into 10 months. Every month was like, I used to have at least 30 to 50 topics with written, handwritten every day, every month, sorry. And 10 months, 500 topics, handwritten, neatly structured, because I am not the one structuring this, Insights has already done it. I used to just copy it down. It's like reciting 100 times, 10 times. Writing something is like reciting the same thing 10 times. So 500 topics, handwritten, current affairs related, GS material, I have it ready. Okay, no need to practice more, I've practiced enough. I did this in 2015. Before 2015 mains, I didn't go behind materials, printed, mains material, mains special. No, this was my material. This was surely out of my own efforts. Okay, 2016 also, I did the same thing. Okay, but in 2018, the exam I gave, I was working, I was not able to, this is just a reason that I'm giving. I was not able to write 2 topics every day with that much of punctuality. Okay, so back then 2015-16, and in fact in 2016 I scored 431 in GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this was solely because of the 500 plus around 400 to 500 topics that I had written every day on a regular basis till mains. Okay, and you know what the topper score was? 443. GS 1234. Mine was 431. Okay, so this was the resultant. But in 2018, I got less. I got less than 400, 390s or something this year because I did not practice regularly like before. That's okay. So this is the resultant of practicing regular, continuous, incessant. Okay. So the test series that you write is only that you are practicing. And it's like Rahul Dravid says this. It seems that when he was young, of the age 14, he had this practice of spending the whole day till it is dawn in the evening, practicing the whole day without a break. Okay, and with no one insisting him to practice in the nets. He used to call his friends, his juniors, his co-trainees, please ball me this, please ball me, please ball. So he started his practice at the age 14, and even after he was there, inducted into the team, even after he was a veteran, whenever he used to get time, free days, when others used to enjoy, he used to just practice. And this practice gives him that focus. When he plays the main game also, actual game, he can face any ball like it will be a cakewalk for him because he's practiced that much. So all you need to do is just practice for now, every day, incessantly. And that will give you very good result ultimately. So test series is kind of net practice. You have to do it. And don't expect your coach to be standing there evaluating every answer you write, every ball you face. Don't expect that. Just keep practicing. One day it will help you. One day you will be able to grow to the extent wherein you can evaluate your answers by yourself very well. You will be able to give tips to others, 10 people surrounding you to ask your inputs. So that day will come. But until then, silently practice. Okay? So that's what is my suggestion. And test series is only for that. Don't expect someone to evaluate your answers. You know already. Okay? And don't run behind 100 people. See my answer. What is it? What is lacking in? And at the end of the day, you will blame people that this person gave me wrong inputs. This person asked me not to write diagrams. I didn't write diagrams this time. I lost 40 marks. So this person asked me to concentrate on such and such material and I did not study this material, I lost marks. You will have people to blame. Okay? No. So, take test series as a net practice and you will grow up to become Rahul Dravid one day. Definitely. Okay? And ultimately, my last suggestion is that, see, when you are giving this exam, what are you aiming to become? An IAS one day? Yeah? So if you are aiming to become an IAS one day, you should start behaving like an IAS from right today, right from this moment. What do you see in an IAS? He should stand tall. He should be a man of his words. He should be upright. He should have courage. He should have integrity. He should have strong conviction. Don't you expect all these things from an IAS officer? A very good, ideal, model IAS officer. Don't you expect all these things? So start behaving like one. Start living like one from right this moment. Okay? So you can't say, I will clear the exam one day, I will get a rank one day, and then when I get my service allocation, my order, I will start behaving like an officer. No. So I'll tell you an example of cricket team. Someone going on the streets, okay? The selection team will not get that person and make him sit in front of them and say that you are inducted into the team. And from tomorrow on, you are a part of Indian cricket team, men in blue. No. Someone who has already been a cricketer, someone who has played at levels like Ranji, IPL, etc., etc., was putting efforts, who has groomed himself to become that professional cricketer, they will choose that person to be inside the team, isn't it? Yes, not some random person going on the street. Come here, you're in the team tomorrow. No. Exactly the same even in civil services. Someone who has that personality, who has that charm, that charisma and everything. Okay? Every quality that I mentioned. Okay, uprightness, honesty, man of word and everything. So, you will have to already become an IAS officer, already an officer, and then only that the examination just considers you that yes, he is fit, he is inside the team from tomorrow, and the UPSC will decide that you will be a part of the service, the team, the core civil service administrative bureaucratic team from tomorrow. That's how it happens. You can't say it will happen from that day, third day of result. No. Okay? When someone sees you, right from this moment, he should say that yes, this man has that capability. This is that officer quality. Okay? From right this moment, you should have that attitude. Okay? So this is exactly what I said in my interview also. Okay? The first question, what brings you here, Akash? Indirectly means, why do you want to become an IAS officer? I said, no sir, I don't want to become an IAS officer. I consider myself that I'm already an officer. I see an officer in myself. I believe that a person should first become an officer and then only that the examination validates him. Isn't it true? Yes, I said exactly the same words in my interview. And the chairman appreciated, and he said it's a very interesting answer. I see people saying, coming up with things like I will have exposure, I will have a number of departments to work with, I will have diversity. No, I consider myself already as an officer. I am just waiting for validation to happen. Okay, so this confidence is because I have lived like that. Okay, not just speaking, you should have to live like it. So start living like an officer from right this moment, and very soon you are getting validation. Very soon. This is one realization. When you actually realize, it is in no time you are going to get that result and that validation for sure. Okay, and I think I've spoken enough. Now is the time I would like to take some questions and respond to them. Okay, some specific questions. And one such question was, how did you manage time while working? Okay, I was working, but I never lost my focus. So whatever was the day, 10 to 6 the office was, 10 to 5, sometimes 7, 8 used to get stretched. Whatever it is, I used to make sure that I'm spending at least 5 to 6 hours every day for this exam. And I was putting that efforts that with that seriousness only because I was focused. My goal was to reach there, no matter what. I should not be giving the reason that I'm working. No. If you're serious enough, you'll spend those 5 to 6 hours every day. And 5 to 6 hours spent like that is equivalent to someone who's not working and spending 12 hours in front of the book, 6 hours dreaming. Okay? No. It's as simple as that. And I took some special leave for my exam also, 2 months before prelims, 1 month before mains. And those 3 months I was very much active. I put in everything that I had and I finally managed to clear the exam. So be very focused, very serious. If people see that seriousness in you, they will come forward to help you from nowhere. That's what I said. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. We need not run behind people. You know why? Vinay sir calls me. When I was just writing this exam, he used to call me, he used to ask me, text me saying, how are you Akash, how are you doing, how's the preparation going on? See, the teacher is there because he sees that the student is ready. Okay? When I was undergoing training as a KS officer in Mysore, in the Administrative Training Institute, he came to the institute. He said, this is not the place where I expect you to see. You have achieved, totally fine. No, but this is not the end. Yeah, I want to see you in Lavasana. I said, yes sir, definitely, I promise you that. Teacher will appear, n number of people will come to your support, your bosses, all the commissioners that I've worked under, they have supported me, encouraged me like anything because they used to see that seriousness. Okay? Be very serious. Everyone will start encouraging you. Start seeing an officer in you that boosts your confidence. Anything else?
As you had much means writing was, as means answers are a representation of us. So what an exam will expect from us? Usually people say we have to use flowcharts, we have to use a graph, something else. But what exactly we need?
You have come very late to the session.
Sorry.
I've spoken enough about that. So I've written, someone has presented it well. Okay. These are the points that has to be there in every answer. And discuss it with some of your friends after this session. They'll be able to give you more insights and inputs. Okay, anything else specific?
How to make your answer different from others?
How to make your answers different from yours, others. Okay, so this is again very individualistic because you're asking me a question as to how to make your answer, that is my answer, different from others. You will have to find out your own ways, your own strengths, where you're passionate about and everything. I'll tell you my example. There's no standard answer for this. My experience, my example. I actually write dialogues from movies in my answers. I won't quote that this is from this movie, but I'll just use those lines in my answer. Because if at all, if it is fitting well to the question, if it is to the point, if it is making it easier for me to put my point forward, okay, I'll use movie lines. Like for example, there is this line in Batman movie. I have used it in ethics papers. Like there was this one dialogue. I am a man of flesh and blood. I want to be more than this. I want to be a symbol. A symbol is incorruptible, undestroyable. I want to become that. Okay, and all the government, department structures, positions, they're symbols. Okay, you can be a person who can go sit there, man of flesh, blood. You can be corruptible. You have your mind. You have your wavering thoughts. But the chair has its own value. It stands for a symbol. Okay, it is indestructible and incorruptible. Okay, so these lines I used to use in the exam. So that used to make my answers more appealing. I'll tell you why it used to make my answers more appealing. Because the script writer for this movie has put in a lot of thought and has written these lines. These lines are intended to convince millions of viewers, and I am expected to, or I am convincing only one person, evaluator. Job already done, I am using this to convince one person. So some lines which has convinced millions of viewers, I am using it just to convince one person. So this is the way I used to do it. I am a very much movie buff. I used to watch movies. Every break I used to take was for watching few of the scenes in my favorite movies and stuff like that. Okay, so you have to have your own way, somehow or the other. Diagrams, I am very good with sketching. I used to put in diagrams, flowcharts in most of the answers. It used to make things simple for me and more appealing an answer also. Yeah? Next.
How to choose an essay, sir?
How to choose an essay? Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, very good question. So essays, we get philosophical topics, we get quotes like topics, and sometimes we get scientific, very objective topics also. But my cup of tea was always objective questions. When something is spoken about science and technology, something like artificial intelligence or something like that, I need not put in more philosophy, but some questions will be like, with great powers comes great responsibility. One question was asked in one of the previous exams. So this is a quote based or a kind of philosophical topic to choose. That was not my cup of tea, and my strong area was to choose objective questions and to put in straightforward thoughts from my side and to build a decent write-up. So I used to choose questions like that. But it depends on your strength. You write a number of essays and you read them after you write, you get convinced, that's it, go forward with that. Yeah? Anything more? Okay, I think I spoke enough. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you will put in decent, yeah.
I think some of rank holders told you can quote real life examples. Can you give one example?
100% yes, you can quote real life examples. Like, yeah, there was a question which spoke about, I think, poverty. I mean, when you're hungry enough, you'll not care much for principles, because all your concentration is to just make sure that your hunger is done away with. So one such question had come, and I had answered it like this. This was a real life example. I had travelled in an auto, okay, from Shanti Nagar to Majestic in an auto, and I left one of my bags inside the auto, and in that bag there was some card or something which had my name and a phone number. So, and I had some valuables in that bag also. But this auto driver, who's supposed to be from the lower middle class or poorer section, for him what is more important is to lead a decent life and to stay comfortable with whatever that he has. But he will aspire for gaining more. But he has gained something from my travel. But what he does is he's very honest. I appreciate him even to this day. He called me up after like half an hour or 1 hour after I realized that I lost my bag. He called me up, he said, "Sir, you've kept your bag inside my auto. I would want to give it back to you." So he came all the way near my house, he gave me that bag back. I'm very thankful to him. So this is like honesty in people who's living a very simple life, and we can expect honesty from everyone. It doesn't matter at what stage he is or something. So we can expect something like that. So this was one of the real life appreciable things that you see. You see people, they would have asked you for, they would have charged you some 50 rupees. You would have by mistake given them 100. They can just keep it inside, but they will call you back. "Sir, you have given me 100, not 50. Please take your change back." So these may be simple people like street vendors, but they have honesty. This is what you see in your daily life. Okay, so these are the examples that you can put in your answers. It will definitely make your answers more appealing, natural. Yes?
Sir, what was your motivation throughout this journey after even getting this attempts?
Okay. So what was my motivation was myself, because when I was young, when I was in my primary school, 7th standard like that, and 8th standard, looking at my energy in the different science exhibitions, quiz competitions, etc., that I used to participate and score well, equally well in my exams also, teachers used to say me, "These are the people who are going to become IAS one day." And back then I knew nothing about who an IAS is and what is he doing or something like that. So I didn't have any idea. So someone has branded me as an IAS when I am in my 7th standard. So I should live up to that. So this was my motivation from back then. And all my medical graduation, my 11th, 12th and my job and everything just happened meanwhile. I was destined to become an IAS. I knew it, that it's happening one day. This kept me motivated all the time. And it has taken some time. It has taken a lot of realizations. I have had, as Vinay sir said, a lot of ups and downs in my journey. But all these ups and downs are just just the path. You know where your destination is. Just reaching there, you know it. You just have to keep that focus. Okay? Yes.
So, for case studies, what should be the approach for
Case studies in where?
ethics?
Ethics. So case study is one example, real life example that I said, the auto incident, Shantinagar to Majestic or my house. So this is a case study. If you really have some case studies which are universal, which many people may know, you can use them also. Like the Narmada Bacha Andolan, someone trying to save all the tribals, someone standing up for the rights of tribals and farmers. You can use such case studies also. Something which is universal, don't make up one. Okay? Something which is already there. And for the first attempt?
It's for the first attempt, like why you are so focused till why you took so long.
Okay, so I was focused and that is why I took so long. I was just focused. Till I reached there, I was just focused. First attempt didn't happen. I didn't lose my focus. Second, third, fourth, whatever it is, I didn't lose my focus. So I was focused. That is why it took so long. But it's okay. I have exhausted my attempts. See, someone getting a rank within 100 in his 5th or 6th or 7th attempt is not easier. We tend to get trained out. Okay, if it is happening, it has to happen in 1 or 2, maximum 3 attempts. You will get a very good rank. But if you are spending in more and more time, you will have more garbage accumulated inside you throughout this journey, because there will be more people who are giving you inputs on a regular basis. You are taking in everything, so good things may pile up. Equally true is that the bad things are also piling up within you, so it becomes difficult. But in my case, I fell a lot of times, and I said to myself, I asked this question, why do we fall? And why do we fall? Yes, to make sure that we get up by ourselves. So that is why I have fell, I have grown. And at one point I realized that I have grown beyond the exam. Okay, so initially when I started, my focus was to become an IAS, and later I aspired to become an amazing personality, and I'm still evolving with respect to that, but I aspired to become an amazing personality, and IAS just happened. Even in future, wherever I reach, I aspire to become, I try to chase that person, that hero, which is myself 10 years from now. I'll be on a continuous chase, and meanwhile things like IAS, my medical degree, etc. will keep happening. Okay, so for beginners, I would say it's just focus. You will learn by yourself, you will evolve. Ultimately, you will reach where you want, but make sure that you reach beyond what you get. If you're getting IAS, you should be someone who is a personality which will add value to that chair. That chair is somewhere here, you should be somewhere here. Okay? Yes, what next? Last person, yeah.
So what were the mistakes that you committed initially?
Yeah, that's a very good question. What were the mistakes? Mistake was that first attempt when I gave this mains, I chose optional geography, and I scored very less in that. I scored 158. Both papers combined 2015. This year, in just only paper 1, I have scored 157. Okay, because it was anthropology. Back then I chose geography based on considerations like I'm good at diagrams, I have this passion towards geography from my childhood, etc., etc. Basically based on emotions and not on practicality. This preparation was purely based on practical lines. So I chose anthropology, worked towards it, and then I could make it. And another mistake was that I did not have a proper strategy like this. Initially, how I explained micro focus, properly strategizing my preparation. Where should I be 1 year from now? I didn't know. So it took time, 1 to 2 attempts just to realize that. Okay, those were the mistakes. You should plan and you should properly strategize your preparation, mostly on practical lines. Yeah, I think I should wind up here because I have to leave. And I wish you all the best, all of you. So if you're writing next year means I should see most of you making it into the rank list, and I'm definitely sure that I'm going to be there in the rank list. So please choose to be positive, choose to be an amazing personality, and definitely IAS will just happen in meanwhile. Okay. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I thank everyone. Thank you. And for those who want to reach out to me, you can mail me anytime. I'll respond. My mail ID is drakashshankar@gmail.com. Okay? Anytime. If you have any queries, reach out to me here. My mail ID. I'll respond. Thank you very much.